I kind of feel the need to say something about Scott Morrison getting an award from the King. But I don't really know what to say. I guess there's no certainty. There's no stability in my mind of the entire structure. Because it's a transitional structure that we wouldn't have made without all this nonsense. And every individual in power could have done far worse under the circumstances. I kind of look at the whole thing as a crash of truth, of trust. The global trust crash that had to happen. But the trust within those systems was obviously enough to warrant an award. And considering I've had to piece this all together over a long period of constant observation, these awards are about the trust of their system, the loyalty they had within their arrangements. My position sits far in a different place. I had no authority when Scott Morrison, that's what that is. I suppose the next few awards down the track will really be the telling ones. We were all hit by this. And an appreciation of loyalty and trust from a king to a prime minister is a good measure. The things I remember from Scott Morrison was him deferring a lot to state premiers, and the state premiers failed catastrophically, the vast majority of them, and there was a lot of bullying going around, and there was basically mob rule. I guess it was an impossible task, an impossible position, looking back in hindsight, and he could have been a lot worse. If Mark McGowan was the Prime Minister during the pandemic, we'd all be fucked. I don't know. I think the real flaw is in our system, and there's an exposure of our system, of how flawed it is, and that's what we need to fix. It should never have been able to be distributed, this much fear, and attack the actual stability of our nation so intensely. And that's what I'm trying to rebuild. That starts from within a household, within a family, within an extended family, within a friendship circle, and then extends up. It doesn't go the other way around. It's the feedback loop that failed, and failed most importantly in a unique, terrifying way. We'd had enough time to start using these technologies, enough to receive the terror, but not enough to secure ourselves within them. And it was the deterioration of interpersonal relationships. That was the initial trigger point, excuse the pun, for me to approach intelligence, because I saw a clear breakdown of communication, and then attempted from that point onwards to re-establish that local security infrastructure on the ground and online, although it still is in a position of it's still hidden, because we have not had an adequate reaction from our leaders. They're still attempting this digital coup. And when we compare Hamas, we compare that to the actions of Disney and to Fox having this battle in the world over in LA, I hate to think what will be done if those entities aren't immediately discredited and brought down, and we don't bring to the pinnacle of our security system interpersonal relationships from the ground up. As far as an award goes, I don't know. It's like anything. Everyone gets a trophy nowadays. Isn't that what they always say about us snowflake millennials? Participation trophies are the norm. He participated, so we got a trophy. I want a king, not a high school principal. But I don't blame Charles for falling into that position. He is a sole monarch without any peers and without any examples in the world to look up to. I believe that falling back to a kind of high school principal position was actually amazing as well. So I can't fault the king, I can't fault the Prime Minister. I just take the observations into the future and hope that we don't make the same mistakes again.